got 120 designs. Essentially, you can create 1,200 mockups in this manner. And look how fast it is as well. I mean, that's insane. Tumbler wraps are a very popular niche on Etsy for digital downloads. And the best thing is these designs can be easily created with AI tools like Midjourney or Leonardo and then prepared for sale and published in bulk with MyDesigns. And in this video, I'm going to show you various tips and tricks to make the process of selling these Tumbler wraps as easy as possible. So step number one is creating the designs, which you don't have to do with AI. You can do these the traditional way if you want, but in this video I used Midjourney for MyDesigns specifically. I'm going to leave 2 different prompts in the video description that you can easily adjust to create designs for various different topics in a style that actually suits these tumblers. I use the dash tile function right here to create pattern types of designs, which you don't have to do. I just think they suit quite well. And Midjourney's tile function has also gotten a lot better over the past few months. When I made my last video about it, it wasn't very good at putting out animals, for example, but now the results are quite accurate. Once you've finished upscaling the designs that you're happy with, head to your Midjourney profile page, and here you can click this button in the top right corner to then easily select multiple of your designs and download them in bulk by clicking Open Downloader down here and then Download All. This will prepare them in a zip file, and once it's saved to your device, I would recommend renaming the actual file names to something more relevant. So add relevant keywords such as the animal in the design or the art style. Next up, you need to open your Etsy store if you haven't done so already. And just in case you didn't know, it costs 20 cents to list an item on Etsy. And if you open your shop through my referral link, you get your first 40 listings for free, which will definitely help you get started. The second thing you'll need to do is open a MyDesigns account, which will be linked in the description as well. And they will essentially make a lot of the processes that are left as easy as possible, because we can create listings in bulk with them, mockups in bulk, and publish our designs in bulk as well. The customer will get a PDF download file when they purchase your products that has all of the related sort of PNG files in there, which makes life so much easier. If you've ever sold digital downloads manually, you know there's a lot of boring work involved, and MyDesigns gets rid of mostly all of that. Once you've created your MyDesigns account, you need to create your first collection. So you can do that by heading to the listings tab, then clicking on home up here. And this is essentially a folder system in your cloud storage with MyDesigns. So in this case, I've got a folder called YouTube, and I can click add folder right here, give it a name. So in your case, you might want to call it Tumbler wraps, something like that. For the template, I would suggest clicking on saved templates and using the Etsy digital as a starting off point. We're going to customize this template further to suit our needs, but Etsy digital is a good one to start off with. So once you're done, click add new folder. Then it should show up down here. You just click on the specific folder. In my case, it is literally the YouTube folder that I need to be in, and then click open folder down here, this blue button, and you will see an empty collection. In your case, I've already uploaded some designs, but if yours is empty and you want to upload to this, click the upload button in the top right corner, click upload over here, the first option, and then drag and drop all of your designs into this. And they don't have to be upscaled. We'll do that in a minute here in MyDesigns. So just use the raw Midjourney images that you got, drag and drop them in, and then click upload all. Once all of your designs have finished uploading, head over to the templates up here, and this is where we need to customize a few things. So first of all, make sure you've got a listing tab right here with title, tags, and description. That should always be the default. And inventory and pricing needs to look like this, which once again should be part of the template. I just recommend it to you. And the mockups, these are quite important. So I've got multiple slots prepared right here. Yours might look different. You can rename these slots by just clicking on them and then changing the name up here and updating it. And you can also add new mockup slots. So I've got mockup 7 right here is my last one. I could put mockup 8, for example, and create that new slot. This is where our mockup images will be saved into. The vector, this is what we're going to do next. We'll turn our JPEGs from Midjourney into vectors. They'll be saved into here. And straight and tapered, those slots are essentially for the PNGs, the files that people will be downloading and actually buying from us for printing the tumblers with. So that'll just help you understand this template. Once you've laid it out the same way, you can click Save up here in the top right corner. Make sure the recommended option, Update Template Only, is selected, and then click Update Template right here. Next up, head over to this button and then click on Select All right here. This will select all of your listings at once. Then go to Actions and Vectorize Image. Now we're going to use our default file slot for the input. That's where our Midjourney images are saved, and the output file slot will be the vector slot right here. Then click on Vectorize Image, and it's going to process this for a little while. The purpose of this step is that now we're going to turn the low quality Midjourney images into a vector, which is infinitely scalable, so we can then adjust it to the exact dimensions that we need for tumblers without the quality looking terrible. It's essentially an alternative to image upscalers, and it works quite well for, well, digital art and illustrations, that kind of style. So there we go, that's done. I'm going to click Switch View again, and now we can see that the vector slot right here has been filled out. By the way, I'm doing this with 28 listings or designs at a time in this example, but you can do it with up to 120 listings at once, depending on your MyDesigns subscription. And the next step is going to be opening up the Canvas system, because now we need to create one of the two sort of print files for tumblers, which is the straight version. There's sort of a straight rectangular one, and there is a tapered version that's a bit like a cylinder look, which we're going to do second. So essentially you want to copy these exact dimensions, which you enter down here where it says canvas size. I'm going to untick the keep aspect ratio button and then type in 2790 by 2460. So there we go, that's changed the canvas significantly, and we're going to use as the input file slot the vector right here instead of the default, and the output file slot will be the straight option right here. Now a quick shortcut to get this to the right place: click on Fit Vertical right here and then align to the center. There we go, and now all we have to do is click Sync, this green button right here, very important, because that is going to sync this exact canvas and layout with all of the other listings as well, which is really, really handy, massive time saver. And now we can go down here to the right and click Apply to save these new files to our straight file slot. Moving on, we're going to create the mockups for all of our listings in bulk, as well as the tapered print file. So make sure you've got all listings selected. Head over to Mockups and select Image Mockups from the drop down. Then you will want to enable the multiple mockups beta, and sometimes it enables or selects one of these mockups here randomly, so just make sure that's deselected. We don't want clothing mockups. We want to change the category from clothing to drinkware, in fact. So in this, you can search for Tumbler mockups up here to filter out all of the coffee mugs and that. I've already got a few favorites selected right here, which you can also copy and use the same mockups if you want to. Just find them from this list. One that you definitely have to use is the tapered mockup right here, because this is actually not a mockup. It is going to be one of the print files that we offer. It has that sort of cylinder shape right here, or slight cylinder tapered shape, as you can see by the sort of dotted blue outline. So select that one, and then some other mockups like the ones that I'm using, and once you've selected them all, they will show up in the top right corner. They're sort of stacked up here, and we need to configure a few of these things. So the input file is not default. We don't want to use the default Midjourney image. We want to use this straight version because that has the right dimensions for all of these mockups. So change that essentially on all of these. And there's one mockup where you want to do something specific, which is this one, the tapered one. It gets highlighted again once you've got it selected up here. So this one also straight, but we need to make sure it's being saved to the tapered file slot and not one of the mockup slots. And the file type has to be PNG here. That's very, very important. So make sure you've got the same settings for this, and the other mockups can just be the default to, change it to straight, leave everything else as it is, change that to straight, and this to straight as well. You can also generate previews if you want to get an idea what these mockups actually look like. There we go. So this one essentially shows the customer that they're going to get a straight version for tumblers, and there's another one in here that will show them the tapered version as well, with the lettering of tapered underneath. So once you're happy with them, all you have to do is click generate mockups, click generate mockups again, and then it is going to queue these all right here at the top, processing 196 jobs. And yeah, really super handy. If you've got 120 designs, essentially you can create 1,200 mockups in this manner in one go. It literally just takes a minute to create 200 mockups with MyDesigns, which is super crazy. So once that's done, we can double click on any of these file slots to instantly reveal those mockup slots essentially for all of the designs at once. So let's have a look at the other version right here, the tapered one. There we go. That's what I was alluding to before. So this way the customer gets what they're actually buying. And you've got some of these nice real life mockups as well, where someone is holding them. These always give a lot more realism and professionalism to your actual listing. So that's definitely cool. And yeah, so once you're happy with all of your mockups, you don't have to fill out all of the slots, by the way, and that's not a necessity. You will want to create the listing next. In order to create a listing as efficiently as possible, switch the view back right here, where you will see the title, tags, and description fields. I've already filled some of these in. You can use this as a bit of a guide, but look on Etsy as well what other people are doing and add some more to this. I've added some tags as well that are relevant to tumblers, and the inventory and pricing is what you also have to fill in with a price and a quantity, but you don't have to do this for each listing individually. You can do it in bulk. So the way to do that is selecting all of your listings right here, then heading to actions and clicking edit in bulk. So we're going to do this together for the title. And the first thing I'll do is add a variable, because my file names have all got relevant keywords and they're different for each of these designs. So each listing has some different keywords in them, and it's not just the exact same copy and pasted material. So in order to add a file name as a variable, click add variable at the bottom, change this field right here from value to app. And then as we can see, it's added this variable field right here. And in the preview section, we can see the title being populated with vibrant fruit. That's what my first design is called. At the end of this, I'm going to add some text that I prepared before. So it's going to say, essentially, this is what it'll turn out like: vibrant fruit, 20-ounce sublimation, tumbler design, etc., etc. Some more relevant keywords for what we're selling. And for each listing, this is going to look different depending on what your file name is, because the start will always have this variable right here altered. That's definitely really cool. You've also got different actions, by the way. Rather than just add to end, you can add to front, find and replace, override, and clear fields with this bulk editor really quickly. And the input field up here is what you're changing. So at the moment I'm changing the title field, but you can also affect your description, tags, pricing, and quantity this way very, very quickly for all listings at once. So yeah, this is how it works for the title. Just click on apply to selected listings. Once you're done filling this out, hit yes. And there we go. That was super easy. And now all you have to do is repeat that process for your description, tags, for your price, and quantity. Now all that's left is hitting publish, and to do that, select all of your listings, go to the top right corner, click on the blue publish button and select digital from the drop down, then select the left recommended option right here, and we're going to choose the files that we're going to sell to our customers. So deselect default, we don't want that, we want the straight and the tapered file. That's what our customers are going to get. Then click on next step right here. This is where you'll have to select your shop, because you can connect multiple shops to MyDesigns, and the category down here can stay at the default. Click on next step and then choose all of your mockups. So I'm just going to go through mockup 1, 2, 3, etc. All of the ones that we've saved. And once you select them all, you will want to choose a primary one. So I would recommend going for one of these right here. We can see them all in the same picture. That definitely makes for a nice sort of mock-up that pops in the search results. And you've also got the option to add watermarks to all of your mockups if you want to protect yourself a bit against copycats. So if you want to do that, click this option and then you can add the text right here. I would recommend actually using your shop name as the text for the watermark, but you don't have to do this, it is optional. So once you're done with all this, click on next step. On the next page, you might need to actually select the pricing and quantity fields down here in case they're not done by default. You get a quick overview of your listing right here, and then you can click on next again. And then you'll want to go ahead and click publish. So there we go. It is publishing 28 of our listings to Etsy at once right now. In the background, this takes a few minutes to upload all of the mockups and the files, but once it's done, you can go to your Etsy shop. You will find all of these listings in your drafts, so they're not automatically published live. You still have the power over actually paying the listing fee, but all of the rest is done for you. Once again, if a customer places an order, you don't have to go ahead and send them the files. They will get a PDF download for the PNGs that we have configured right here in MyDesigns. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you want to learn more about MyDesigns, make sure to check out this video next, where I show you 7 different tips that will help you out with Etsy.